What's up, y'all? Welcome to the No Acting Podcast, where it's two actors that just keep it real. I'm Mike.
Yo, and I'm Big Kurt. And yeah, we just some creatives, some nerds. We do a little bit of everything, just sprinkle it around, well-rounded.
Hell yeah.
Here to talk some real stuff and see.
Hey
Yeah. And just see, who resonates with us, who disagrees, who agrees, and maybe put some smiles on some faces.
Yeah, let us hear it all. We want to hear all and every opinion possible.
Absolutely.
But please make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe because as y'all know, that is the fuel that feeds this algorithm, this monster that brings us to you guys so you can see more of us.
Absolutely. And if we see you, you know what I'm saying, you are followers, people we know on Instagram, Facebook, all that, when you're not sharing, liking, following, I'm just going to take that as you hate both of us and you want bad things to happen to us.
But you're my boy.
That's not cool. So yeah.
Really?
Do it.
We know where you live, most of you.
We know you're at.
For now.
My life is a movie, but no acting, I'm happening. Drip too hard, I think I need a napkin, I'm splashing. I'ma make these millies, all this rapping, my passion. They used to make fun of me, what happened, who laughing? My life is a movie, but no acting.
Curtis.
Yo.
Curtis, Washington. Big Kurt 42.
It is I.
This is a question from a lot of people that is always a conversation and then will always be a conversation. Little times during those conversations, very seldom during those conversations is someone involved in that debate a basketball player.
Word.
So that's not referring to myself, obviously, in this situation.
I see you hoop. You can hoop. You got your, you know what I'm saying?
I got my mid-range mellow.
Yeah.
Jordan and Bron. I can't say Bronny anymore. Oh, Lebron James. That whole, that whole dynamic, that whole comparison, the 80s, 90s basketball versus the post 2000s to now basketball, those 20 years versus these 20 years. Who's better, who's whatever, who's more competitive, who's a better team player, who's whatever, right? We've had this conversation a couple times.
Okay.
Actually, a lot of times. But always like quick and light commented. We don't really get into it.
And it's never, what I like about our conversations about things, it's never, I love this person so much and he's my favorite, so he's better at this. It's actually based on, facts. And what we actually see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that's also partly because neither of them are my favorite players, so it makes it easy for me. Because if they were, I would be blindly arguing for them.
I'm so glad he's not your favorite player then, because I'd be very
Shout out to Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony.
You gotta pick one.
No, they're A1, A1B.
Pick one.
Technically, if one's 1-8, is that me choosing one?
Pick one. Favorite player of all time.
The answer.
Okay.
And Melo.
Melo, you heard that?
All right, so, and D Rose is number 3. Anyway, So, and D Rose was on a podcast recently talking about.
That was fire.
Yeah, that was cool.
I didn't know that about him and Kobe.
What the heck was that podcast called?
I don't know what the podcast is called.
Dang,
but
I
it's
wanted
funny.
to give him a little shout out. Yeah, it was
but,
good.
But I didn't know that about him and Kobe, about how he modeled his everything after how Kobe was moving. Mm-hmm. So he didn't drink, he didn't go out, he didn't do all this stuff because he thought that's how Kobe was moving. For 3 years in the league, like he wasn't a family man. He was literally just focused, locked in,
absorbing ball.
And then, all right, and locked in at 3 years, not going out, not partying, not vacationing, and just kind of moving how he thought in his mind because he idolized Kobe.
This is how you do it if you want to be great.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Then he hangs out with Kobe, goes on like a little trip with him, and realizes that Kobe been chilling, living life the whole time. And he's like, I can't be mad at him because he didn't even know I thought of him like that. Mm-hmm. That was cool.
I didn't tell him I was operating how I thought he was operating.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, Jordan LeBron. We're not. I don't want this conversation to be who's better.
No, for sure.
But because I feel like that's how it's approached. It's always approached that way,
and it shouldn't be.
So you get lost in it with that energy. I would rather us talk about why one side may think one way and why one side may think the other, and then what actually backs that up. Fact check ourselves.
Word. So I'll preface the whole thing with
Please.
saying I don't like comparing the two players, saying who's better, blah, 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 because they are completely different eras of basketball.
Mm-hmm. And very different players.
Very different players. Don't even play like the same position. Like they are, both phenomenal. But if you look
be
at
in anyone's top three. Both.
Yeah, they're tripping. If anyone doesn't have them in the top 1 and 2, they're tripping. Mm-hmm. I understand diehard Kobe fans are going to put him above everybody, which is cool.
I feel like there's also like some really strong Kareem fans and stuff that would knock one down to 4.
They some old heads.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Back when the sky hook was unblockable.
The Will Ferrell balling days.
Yeah.
What was that?
Love
movie?
Me Sexy.
What's that movie?
Semi-pro.
Yeah, the semi-pro days.
So, that being said, if you look at the league as a whole, back when Jordan was playing, it's nowhere near the skill level, athleticism. It's not even close, the talent of the league or the skill level of the league. No. They're playing prison ball, they fouled hard, and like old heads that love Jordan and love that era of basketball, love that toughness, that physicality.
I love that.
But you have to think.
That's why I like Kevin Garnett and players like that.
Yeah, but go back and watch. They're fouling the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Not every time, but like also the athleticism, the speed, the skill, the talent is so much better now because it's everything just gets better over time. So
I don't think anybody would argue the athletic side of it.
Yeah.
I think everybody's on the same page and would agree like the athletes that are playing in the NBA right now from maybe, what would you say, 2004 to now, these last 20 years
OD.
Is not even comparable.
But then look at just the skill level of A to Z on a roster.
The finesse side of it.
Not your top 3 players on a roster like back in the day. I'm talking about A to Z. Everybody in the league can hoop. Like even the people that everyone's like, oh, he's trash, blah, blah, blah. Put them in a league overseas or something. They're getting buckets. Like people don't understand. That's why I don't like talking to non-hoopers about this kind of stuff because a lot of them are delusional and think that certain people aren't as good as they really are because they have a role in the NBA. Yeah, this is the best league in the world. So for me,
don't you forget.
Also look at who Michael was playing against. Not to take away from the Larry Birds and the great players of that time, but Larry Bird himself said, "If I played today, I wouldn't even be able to get a shot off." He's slow as hell. Like, look at Steph running around. Look at KD. Look at Kawhi. Look at Giannis. Look at Wemby. Like, look at who's in the league. Like Damian Lillard. Like that wasn't there. Yeah. At all. So Mike's not going up against any of that. Right. Now. But there's so many factors because to me, and I don't even think I've gotten this out yet, but I don't think there's a question when asking who's the better player, basketball player. It's not even a question for me. It's LeBron. The numbers don't.
Okay, here, wait. Let me, because there's so much both of us could say. So let me try to narrow it down.
Okay. Yeah, I could go on.
Yeah, and anybody that really loves basketball could like get lost in all the different ways to talk about this. If you had to pick the 3 most obvious with backing on tape and stats and the 3 most obvious factors and statistics that I don't want to say prove one person's better than the other, but like point out how much more epic of a player that one is versus the other. If you had to choose.
So I'll just say this, like Jordan was a gunner. Kobe was a gunner. When they get the ball, it's going up. They're going to shoot, right? Yeah. They're scorers. A lot of people that say LeBron's not a scorer, they're nuts. They're nuts. They just don't like the way he's doing it.
I don't know if I've ever heard someone say that, but yeah.
A lot of people say that.
That's crazy.
Even hoopers sometimes will say that.
That the all-time leading scorer is
the all-time leading scorer. Also,
very interesting stance to take.
I know people hear this stat all the time, but I don't understand why it doesn't resonate with more people. But Jordan's max career points, like his total career points he had. When LeBron got that amount of points, he took 1,200 less shots than Jordan. With a 3-point line that's farther away.
That's wild.
So to tell me, and he's a pass first player who's the leading scorer of all time.
Right. So the argument of like LeBron doesn't make people around him better or like Jordan does. And all
That's
this
nuts
stuff.
to me.
Is he number 1 all time in assists? I know he's like top 5, top 3.
We got to go to stat. I don't want to throw out any.
But he's top
stats.
5. I know he's top 5.
Absolutely.
But so what I've heard people argue is when you bring stats into it, only when you make stats a part of the argument, they will say, well, obviously, look at the minutes. But then, okay,
you're gonna knock LeBron.
Why didn't
for
your
being,
guy play more?
Yeah, you're gonna knock LeBron for never sitting out the majority of his career. He's in better shape. He's takes care of his body better.
Yeah,
he spends $2 million on his body every year.
I mean, that's true too. That's a factor because Jordan, he got into that whole cigar phase.
Yeah, dude. That's not LeBron's. What? I don't like that argument.
Yeah, because I feel like
let's punish him for lasting 20 years.
Yeah, it ends up working against you.
Yeah,
because I've heard that brought up like barbershop conversation type thing where it's like
he played longer.
Well, obviously, if I play 12,000 more minutes than you, I'm gonna have more points, more steals, more. But yeah, okay. And why did you not?
Okay,
why didn't you play 12,000 more minutes?
Tracy McGrady. Why don't we put Tracy McGrady above certain players? Because we didn't fully get to see. You know what I mean?
T-Mac.
Now we got to see what Jordan can do, but he just didn't. He didn't play as long as LeBron.
I bring up T-Mac so much. You always see me bring up T-Mac when we talk about stuff.
Bro, cold. But I can't put him above certain people because he didn't have the career to prove it.
But do we agree that T-Mac could have been a top 5 all-time player?
Yes.
Had he stayed healthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've always felt like there's always that
what if
3 kings type thing with LeBron, Jordan, and Kobe. That's like the general argument conversation of like great players everybody loves. But I feel like T-Mac is the only person I can imagine fitting into that conversation if he had stayed healthy.
If he said, yeah.
I can't think of anybody else. I can't think of anybody else that like maybe D Rose if he never went through like 4 stages of bionic legs. Like
no shade to D Rose, but I don't think he's in that category.
Maybe
GOAT.
Maybe
GOAT.
Was he not playing? Like, didn't he win MVP when he was?
Okay.
He was the youngest MVP ever in the NBA, right?
Yeah. Would you put like Giannis in that?
Maybe he will be.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it's maybes. We can say maybes all day.
Yeah, I can say maybes all day. But
okay, so your first point, your first main of the 3 for LeBron versus Jordan was.
You gotta help me reel it in.
The facilitating.
Oh, just the league in general.
Yeah.
Like just the differences in the league.
Okay.
And just him being the leading scorer, and he's a pass first player. Like.
Okay. So does it all.
It does everything. Like literally, we've never seen a player like LeBron.
So
also, when looking at LeBron and Jordan, go ahead with what you were gonna say. I'll come back to it.
So when it's brought up, well, they don't play defense like they used to. That's what I hear more than anything. Is if Jordan played now, he'd be cooking everybody.
I love it. Okay.
Is that not what's said the most? I feel like that's what's said the most.
It's usually by old heads, people that watched basketball back in the day that love that physicality, that toughness.
I mean, I've even heard that from people our age or younger.
Play tough. Yeah, because certain people like certain things. Just like certain people don't like musicals, but other people do. Mm-hmm. Those people that like musicals can't understand why other people don't. And the ones that don't cannot understand why anyone would want to go watch that.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing. So, like, people that resonate with that toughness, that physicality, that be a man, play defense, they're going to like Jordan better than LeBron because he played in that era where it was like tough guy era, where they were playing prison ball. They're fouling the shit out of each other.
Where every paint that you're driving to is KG and Ben Wallace.
Before that, too, though.
I'm saying they had that. They had that.
Oh, you're just
in
saying
the new
in general.
era.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm saying where every paint, no matter who you're playing against, it's like going against KG and Ben.
Facts. But let's also just talk about the defensive rules back then.
Okay.
You couldn't
hang
off of your player.
I don't know that.
And play a bunch of help defense. You couldn't do that. So there was a rule that you had to stay like within arm's length of your player. Like, and there's some intricacies in the rule, but basically you can't play like the help defense that they play today. Now, that being said, that means he's got one defender.
You couldn't double
you
team?
can leave to come double, but like you can't hang like. Basically, it was hard to play a zone. You had to be checked up on your man. Now, back then. Now that means when Jordan gets by his first defender,
he's gone.
He's cooking
every time. Okay.
Every time LeBron gets by his first defender, he has the wings
another
defender
level to get through. And then another level to get through.
Bro, he's literally digging in like this. And then he's got the bigs defender on the help side ready to come over.
So I didn't know that. So
and then
I guess late 90s to whenever there was not really such a thing as
the defensive rules were way different,
basically.
And then so
it's street ball then if it's just ISOs basically.
In a sense, yes. But also let's look at the 3-point line.
Can you imagine Irving?
It was closer. So people are like, "Oh, well, LeBron shoots." The 3-point line is farther away now. Mm-hmm. When Jordan played, it was closer.
Shout out to Chef Curry. Mm-hmm.
Changed the game. Mm-hmm. Like there's so many people that changed the game and have made it.
Look at Shaq. Can you imagine Kyrie back then? Like you're explaining how everything was just ISO.
Cook.
That's crazy.
Cook. That's my point.
That's crazy.
Who in the league? You got AI. Who else you got that is a Kyrie? Back then, who's he going up against as Kyrie? Who's he going up against as KD?
Muggsy.
Who's he going up against Muggsy?
Muggsy Bogues.
Stop. Who's he going up against as Steph?
No, yeah, I get it. No, I get it. Point guards used to just be point guards. They used to just be facilitate.
Yeah, true point guards. I mean, they're looking to
make
the right play.
And again, I'm not a huge like NBA. Like I am with the NFL and like football and stuff. I'm an encyclopedia with the NBA. I can't do that. But like to my brain and to my knowledge, I can't picture this phenom point guard from the 90s or 80s. That's a scorer.
Magic is who. But even then he plays so different that I don't view him like that.
Yeah, me either.
I don't view him as an AI. I don't view him like
that's like when LeBron plays point guard to me.
It just looks different.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But like it's just different.
Okay. What's your other main
My other main thing is one, numbers. I just go back to the numbers. Just A to Z, look at the numbers. It's insane.
But take the numbers out of it.
But take the numbers out of it.
I feel like that's too easy.
Yeah.
And it should be, but some of y'all just
some people just are going
like
to
they
hate.
don't exist.
They're gonna hate no matter what.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, when you take that feeling of that's my kind of player, like he's tough, that's who I want taking the last shot, all those type of sentiment, when you take that out of it and really look to its core, because that's what it is. People are stuck in a certain time or a certain like style of play that they like. Mm-hmm. And that's what resonates with them, and that's what draws them to that character or player. Sorry, I'm an actor.
No, yeah.
When you take that out of it and you really look at like who's better at what, it's going to be LeBron. But people are stuck in that old way of playing, that tough, like, oh no, I'm going to be physical and I'm going to earn my point. I'm taking the last shot. Like, this is my team, all stuff. LeBron makes the right play. Every time he makes the right play.
I mean, okay. But I'm also like, I'm from that camp of like, I enjoy once I get outside of my like favorite players, the top like 3 or 4,
yeah,
you can already guess who's going to be filling out the rest of the top 10. They're all like those rough, tough defense first. Yeah. So I enjoy that and relate to that because that's how I play sports. I need that, or I'm one of those people that plays down to who I'm going against. I need the trash. I need the aggressiveness, and so I enjoy seeing that. And to me, in my mind, that's a better player, just because of the energy that they're bringing to the court.
I feel you.
So I'm on your side of the whole LeBron versus Jordan thing, but I'm also I get the rough, street, passionate, hard-nosed defense side of things.
Hard-nosed defense or fouling?
I mean, but isn't fouling different from 84 to 04 and then from 04 to now? There was
the
fouls
rules
there
have
that
changed.
wouldn't be foul. Okay.
But the way they called it was very different. Like, bro, it was bad.
No, yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just kind of like playing devil's advocate and trying
I hear you.
Poke the topic a little bit.
But there's also those people that are idiots. Thank you very much. Anyone that says this, all you idiots that say LeBron couldn't play back in that. He's made for it.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's made for it. He's the greatest physical athlete like we've ever seen. Like no one will never see that. You know what I mean?
I think the main argument is so the people that take that stance, it's because the NBA was so rough and tough, blah 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 back then. Okay, so correct. A lot of the players now that are finesse might not have fared so well in some of those situations. But that's not LeBron.
That ain't LeBron.
LeBron's literally out there playing like a tight end in football. So
it's insane, dude.
He would have fit in.
Pretty well.
Technically, yeah. Technically, he would have fit in.
He's built for that.
And he would be able to lean into his strength more than he's allowed to now. Because there were years when he was kind of unfairly treated on that side on the ref side of things because of his.
And that's what happens overseas. I dealt with that.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you certain calls when you're the American import and you're 6'10",
towering
255, 260.
See, that's interesting.
And they just are not going to give you certain calls.
Okay, that's interesting.
And to me, that's why I go off on refs sometimes. Because I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter how big I am. Yeah. A foul is a foul. If I got two dudes from Taiwan hanging on each arm as I'm going up to dunk, like, that's a foul. I don't care how big I am.
That's wild, yeah.
But, like, this shit, you just got to play through. And
I started thinking about Shaq in that kind of situation and how he would have.
They had to.
How he would have.
Watch old footage of Shaq. Like, people draping their whole body on him to stop him from scoring. They can't.
Yeah, that's
He's
crazy.
taking them with him to the basket and dunking it.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I think so the stats, the facilitating, his build and how he plays, the last thing I want to mention is, and the only other thing that I can think of that seems to be consistently brought into the conversation is clutch. So people will say, yeah, but every time Jordan made the finals, he won. Every time. And people will say, but Jordan made more, which I thought was true the first few times I heard it. Jordan made more clutch shots and blah, 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 blah. That's actually hilarious.
No one has more than LeBron.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious. Yeah. And, like, I used to talk trash in conversations about LeBron. Like, ooh, whenever they're playing someone I like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, give LeBron the last shot. He ain't going to hit that shit. And it's funny because the more I looked into it, because of you, I was like, damn, this dude might be the most clutch. And the whole Jordan was undefeated, whatever, in the final, always won the finals when he was there type of thing. First, how many years did it take to even get to the finals? Because you've made that point I didn't even notice that. Like, it took 6-7 years for him to even get there. LeBron's knocking on the door from day one.
18 years old, he came in hot.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Team.
It's crazy.
Came in hot.
Because I was definitely one of those people that was like, yeah, LeBron ain't clutch. I'll admit it. I was like,
the numbers are surprising even to LeBron fans because, like, it's by a lot. Like his clutch points.
Yeah, and that comes from you're a part of so many big moments.
Yeah.
You're a part of so many big moments, even if you're successful in 80% of them.
And, I mean,
the 20% that you're not, were still so many moments to have as an example.
Exactly.
That it just blows up and you can't stop thinking about those.
And people are taking for granted what we're getting to watch right now because the league is about to be very different. The KDs, the Stephs, all of them, like, they're old. They're about to retire. Yeah. This is about to be a new NBA.
A lot of new faces.
With LeBron still.
A lot of new
for the
faces.
next 20 years. So thank you so much for coming to kick it with us. We really appreciate it. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep talking. We're not going to stop talking.
Never that.
Let us know how you like everything, what you rock with, what you don't rock with. Let us know your opinions so we can argue. We all know you have the same opinion as me, but if you want to make Michael feel better, it's okay.
It's okay, Kurt. We'll see.
But yeah, we want to shout out, all the people that made this happen, especially.
Especially Essentia.
Waiakea. You hear me? You know what to do.
Essential to a productive day.
Ryan, you know what to do.
Oh, come on, man. I got no names. Just this one.
I had to.
Also, shout out to that guy, Fletchy Too Fat.
Fletchy.
Blessing us with blessing us with the theme song and giving us the okay to rock with it and rock with us.
Bro, I cannot wait to tell that story. It's literally perfect.
Lined up too good.
It's going to be, I can't wait
I
to
love how
happen.
the universe works sometimes.
It is beautiful.
And you played a new track. You played a new track today.
Oh, I heard a song called DeRozan by Fletchy Too Fat.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know that boy could sing now. He was on there with the melody.
Holding those tunes.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
And he's spitting bars in it. Bruh has range. He's nice. I have not heard a bad song from him yet.
Crazy. Honestly, crazy.
Fire new rapper from Mississippi.
Y'all know how honest and hard I am on hip-hop artists. Fletchy's fire. Fletchy's fire.
Fire, bro. Like,
what'd you say his nickname was before he started like
we got to ask him about that. Snack Harlow.
Snack Harlow. What they used to say, what they used to call him.
Yeah.
That's lit. But anyway, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Can't wait for the next one. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Peace and love.